Singer. Staley Berry. Trainier. Here. Pizzolo.
I am here.
You have the one you want
All right,
to
for
get
the pledge. Chuck, why don't you already stand? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I should turn this on. No, I think we're good.
We've got
We're good. All right, approval of minutes. It's the minutes of November 7th, 2017. Moved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Do we have any old business? So we'll get right to new business. First up is authorizing a temporary loan to the County Highway Tax Fund for motor fuel tax fund. This is the usual until the tax comes in. Move. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up is the Will County Treasurer Investment Policy of December 2017. I'll have Brian give us a little update on that.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, thank you. This is the first change we've made to the investment policy since 2013. This is the treasurer's policy, so the county board doesn't have to vote or approve or confirm or anything like that. But state law requires that we notify the county board that we've made a change to it. We have. Basically, the only substantive change is that we changed one of the metrics that we use to measure performance. When Treasurer Weber came into office in 2010, most of the investments the county held were either cash or CDs. And at the time, we were using a CD as a national CD as a way of just measuring that performance. But now, today, the portfolio is much more of a bond portfolio. And so we've changed over and are starting to use the one-year treasury. So that's really the only substantive change. We made a couple of clarifications in the language, removed a position, reference to a position that no longer exists in our office. You know, it's just, you know, the policy has served the office well. It's helped us identify banks that were in financial distress and us to get out of them before there was the regulators got in to talk to them. And we feel that it's actually been a good performing document, and these are just minor tweaks. So I think that this needs to move on to the full county board so that we will be in compliance with letting everyone know that it's there. But that's really the substance and the meat of the issue.
Do we need to vote on this?
We need to approve it so it can
Approve
go to
it.
the full county board.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so can I have a motion to approve? Motion. Second, Jackie, thank you. All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Opposed? Motion carried. And as long as you're up here, Brian, you just want to mention the next two and then we'll vote on them?
Absolutely. Yeah, these are as you are aware, from time to time, we come up talking about having a bank approved as a county depository. The treasurer cannot put money in a bank without the county board's allowing it. The first one, Canadian Imperial, CIBC, picked up Private Bank in an acquisition last year. So this is basically us moving CIBC forward so that we can continue to work with the remnants of private. And the same thing for Busey. Busey has purchased First Community of Joliet. And while we don't necessarily like to see a local community bank absorbed, we're actually pretty excited about Busey because they are a strong agricultural player. They're in Central Illinois, based in Champaign. Fantastic organization, and I know that they're leaving most of the staff at First Community in place, so our client-facing folks are not going to change. So we're just simply asking that you guys move these forward so we can continue to do business.
Jackie, move. Wait, Jackie.
No, move it second.
Oh, I thought you were asking a question.
I am going to ask a question.
Okay, move.
Second. And now
Second.
my question.
Okay, we have a couple questions. Jackie first.
Canadian Bank?
The state's attorney's office gave us a written opinion. This is no different than BMO picking up Harris. It is a bank in the United States. It is regulated by the FDIC. It is regulated by the OCC, Comptroller of the Currency. Here in the state of Illinois, they would be overseen by the Illinois Department of Public Financial Regulation. Our position on it is that it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. It's a duck. The state's attorney's office concurred with our in writing concurred with our reading of the law. But it's a great question because we asked the same thing.
You know, just
Wait, right first.
Let's just clarify that the motion, the second, is regarding number 3.
Right, and then we'll go to 4.
just to piggyback on something that you had said, I inquired as well, because that's the first thing that came to mind. They do own the location in Will County, so they do have a foothold established here. when they took over private bank?
Took over
Yes.
private bank and then First Community on the other one.
Yeah, CIBC took over private. And private has a couple of branches in Will.
In Will
but
County.
Most of their footprint was up in the DePage and I'm going to call it that Schaumburg Lake Cook area up there. But they do have branches in here.
And Busey is more in the south, aren't they?
Busey is based
Florida.
they're based in Champaign.
Oh, yeah.
They have a footprint that goes from St. Louis now to Will County. When I had conversations with their leadership after the merger, they're predominantly in agricultural. They do a lot of farm lending. They're in the central portion of the state, which makes a whole lot of sense. They have a huge mortgage portfolio in the St. Louis market, and they're looking at what used to be First Community as an entry into business lending. So basically, if you think about it, they're taking all the cash out of St. Louis and they're lending it up in this area. So that's kind of the way the plan operates. And so we're pretty happy with it.
Jim?
Well, Brian may usually explain, a depository bank doesn't necessarily mean that we even use that bank, or we leave money there, or we invest money. What it means is that they have a relationship with Will County. We could leave money there, but it also allows taxpayers to pay their tax bills.
That's correct. Yeah, and
So just because it's a depository doesn't necessarily mean we use it as a bank where we park money or invest money.
That's correct.
I just want to make sure that understands.
yeah, and in the case of private bank, they were only providing us with collector services. We occasionally did have some money in a money market, but not much. First Community, however, was a more robust relationship. We have reserve cash there, so they are more of a investing side, though they also collect them.
Mike also point out, BMO Harris is basically a Canadian-owned bank.
That's
And
correct.
there's a lot of banks that basically are owned by foreign corporations, even if they're subsidiaries, there is other interest there. So
Yes, yes, that's correct. But they meet the definition of a bank that is in the state of Illinois. And so we felt comfortable.
Doesn't mean their stockholders aren't someone else.
Well, they're also a publicly traded company. They're one of the 5 largest banks in Canada.
Gretchen, you have a question?
I just want to say, there's a Busey Bank in Plainfield now.
There's one in Homer, too.
Yeah, they started changing all their logos. And
Yeah, they
signs.
changed it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Quicker than most.
Yeah,
All right.
I think the thing actually took place like 2 months ago.
Right. Okay, so this is on number 3, CIBC first. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And then on number 4, designating First UC Corporation. Moved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And finally, we have authorizing the county executive to execute necessary documents for delinquent tax program.
And I'd like to make one comment about the tax sale, just to let
Sure.
you guys know. We actually closed the books on them on Friday.
Okay.
And the annual tax sale took the lowest amount of unsold taxes since 2002. We sold 10.8 million, which is actually about 69% lower than the height of the financial crisis in '08. And one of the things that's got us looking kind of, in a way, kind of thrilled, was it was the fewest number of parcels taken to the tax sale since 1995.
95.
Correct, yeah, 22 years. And we look at that actually as the result of not only the economy improving, but we've also we're one of the last counties now in the state to hold a tax sale, which gives people longer to pay. And all the counties allow you to prepay your tax. The caveat usually is that you have to make the entire number before. We actually allow you to do a partial payment throughout the year. As long as you get the complete number done before the tax sale, fine. So we've actually seen, even since increasing that program since 13, we've seen a 50% decrease in the number of parcels. So just wanted to let you guys know, since the delinquent tax sale was up, I wanted to let you know that we had it. Yeah. And we hate taking anything to the tax sale, but the fact that we're doing fewer actually is, I think, a good thing.
Great, thanks for the update. All right, we have a first and second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And I don't think we have any other new business. Any public comment? Public comment? Any comment from anybody here? The committee? No? All right, no executive session today. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Moved. Second. All in favor? Motion carried. We are adjourned.
Thank you, guys.